extra time, especially with the nerves of Ban. Who knows what can happen? So for Celtic, I think they just did the best that they could. They put off an amazing performance, an amazing effort, and they were just unlucky. Ban are not going to play a final in their home ground. It's not happening. 2012 ain't happening again. This team is not reaching a final. I told you, they're not getting past the round of 16. The only way they do that is sort us out defense, stop making mistakes. Joshua Kimmich is a right back. He really is a right back. He cosplays as a central midfielder, but he's naturally a right back. And I just think that for someone like Olise, he's a dribbler. So I think it's too much pass, and they're trying to find the perfect goal. And they're not enough risk-taking passes. Players are not taking enough risks, but the lack of ideas and imagination in this team is what is an issue. So company, once you get back on the training ground, you have to work on the freaking creativity of this team, because this team needs ideas. Because look, if they keep playing like this, forget the Champions League, this could affect them in the Bundesliga, and that 8 points gap could not be cut down if they keep on dropping points and playing like this. But at the end of the day, get it done. They made it happen, and all that matters is Ban won the game. They're through, and they'll be in that draw on Friday for the round last 16, man. Like the vid, subscribe, and join us on Friday for that last 16 UCL reaction draw. One love.
Welcome to Hatman Strikes Back Daily Boxing News. Now, several people have asked for my views on the strategy that Andy Lee and Joseph Parker have come up with to face Daniel Dubois. Well, I heard Spencer Oliver allude to their strategy on Sam and Jordan's podcast the other day on TalkSport, but Spencer Oliver isn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. We all know that. According to him, Joseph Parker is planning to just meet fire with fire, stand in the middle of the ring and bang it out with Daniel Dubois. So I tracked down a couple of interviews with Andy Lee instead, and in this one with Radio Raheem on Seconds Out, he goes into the strategy. But you have to bear in mind, of course, that you take things that fighters and trainers say before a fight with a pinch of salt, because in a lot of cases, you're not going to want to give away your game plan. You're going to want it to be a surprise to your opponent. Now, sometimes fighters and trainers do tell you exactly what they're going to do, and they go in there and execute that very thing. But as I say, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt, because you never know for sure whether it's misdirection or not. But let's, for argument's sake, take Andy Lee at his word. The strategy he laid out was a lot more nuanced and complex than Spencer Oliver claimed it to be. So Andy Lee says, yes, in the early rounds, they do plan to stand with Dubois and hit him with something big to get his respect, so he doesn't just steamroll Joseph Parker. And I do think that's an important thing to do if you're actually going to win the fight. I think you will have to win his respect. That is, if you don't have the height and reach to do what Joe Joyce did, because Joyce just kept Dubois on the end of a jab, frustrated him, and then made him quit late. Parker doesn't have that type of height and reach, so Dubois is going to be able to get to him more easily than he got to Joyce. In any event, Andy Lee says Parker's going to try to get Dubois' respect. He's not just going to move the whole night, but there will be an element of moving. He'll move at points, he'll stand and trade at points, and most crucially, according to Andy Lee, they plan to take Daniel Dubois' jab away. Andy Lee, much like myself, believes that Dubois is one of these people who gets anxious when he can't land certain punches that he's used to landing. And in my view, when he can't land consistently enough, he starts to get anxious. And that, I think, is what led to him quitting against Joe Joyce and quitting against Alexander Usyk. He wasn't landing the shots that he's normally able to land, and it makes him uncomfortable. So Andy Lee and Joseph Parker plan to take away his jab, which is a big part of Daniel Dubois' game. He sets everything up off the jab. They plan to take that away, and he spoke about the things that they're going to do with footwork and head movement and blocking and parrying. And in doing so, they then reduce Daniel Dubois' power shots as well, because of the way he likes to set things up from the jab. So it's all very logical. It sounds great, but as Anthony Joshua found out, it's easier said than done, because AJ tried to stand with Dubois in the early going, land a big shot and get his respect. But what he found was that Dubois is faster than he looks. You see, Dubois has maybe got average hand speed for a heavyweight. Not great hand speed, just kind of average hand speed. It's not bad, it's not good, it's right there in the middle. But he's got quick feet and he fights off this bounce, Daniel Dubois. And so what happens is when he's coming forward at you, he's got that average hand speed, but fast foot speed. So the foot speed accelerates the hand speed because he's punching at the same time as moving in. And this is why on camera, on television, Dubois doesn't appear to be that fast. But when you're in there with him and he's got them quick feet and he's bouncing in fast and throwing a shot at the same time, as I say, it accelerates everything. So he's faster than he looks. And he